Thanks for coming along today while I unbox my brand new bed bugs. Hi there. I have 24 new house guests and I thought you would like to come along and meet them. Bed bugs were mostly wiped out around World War II, but I found a really neat advertisement in this wonderful old hoarder house of mine for using DDT on bed bugs. So apparently it's been in use in this house before, and it of course wiped out any bed bugs, and it possibly didn't do the people any good either. I'll have to find that again. It'd be something good to have for this business. Okay, so the thing about bed bugs is that they are crawlers. Please excuse the Tasmanian devils at my feet, but they're going to be making me money pretty quickly. The thing about bed bugs is that they're crawlers, not jumpers, like fleas. They will have a hard time crawling up that slick plastic wall of the aquarium there, and or glass. So, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put down some double step carpet tape around the outside of the bin, there where that light clamp is, right at that edge there. So I am overdubbing this so you don't have to listen to all the tape noises that are really kind of annoying. Instead, you get to listen to the dog noises. Actually, all of this is with the idea that I would have them just living free from their little vials in the aquarium and have a viable colony that I'd be able to feed, but I cannot find a way to feed them. You can let them feed on you, but I'm allergic even to their smell, so I really don't think that'd be a good idea. You can order rabbit blood through the mail, a special kind of rabbit blood that doesn't solidify or deteriorate, but it's $400 for 100 milliliters, and I didn't want to do that. And also I felt bad for the rabbits. So unfortunately these guys are going to die and starve to death, but they'll be useful that way too, because your dog cannot alert on dead bugs. They can only alert on live bed bugs and viable eggs. So once these guys have passed on, I will order some fresh ones, and then I'll have both the dead ones and the live ones to use for baits. Okay, so this is the organza that I'm going to put over the top of the aquarium under the lid, so it's another barrier. You can get it at Michael's or Joann Fabrics. If you've ever made a pretty prom dress or something, you probably know all about it, but if you haven't, you may not. But you can see it's got a really tiny weave, and I'm going to put that under that lid, which has, the holes are too big to contain the bed bugs. And so that is yet another layer of protection, keeping them from escaping. Okay, now what you came to see. So I'm going to carefully open the package here, and inside there is a, what do you call that, space blanket envelope, and I'm going to put that in the aquarium there so that anyone who might be attached to it goes in the aquarium. And it turned out there was like a little nymph skin or an egg skin or something on the side of it, and I brushed it into the aquarium, but no, it wasn't very smart to get rid of that cardboard stuff. I took it right out to the trash, but I probably should have put it in a paper bag or something before I did that. But so far so good. So inside here is a couple of vials, and you can see they have medical mesh over the top of them. 2 layers, I believe, and the mesh is so small that even eggs won't fit through. So here I'm going to blow on them a little bit to wake them up. They wake up when they smell CO2 in the vicinity of a sleeping person. And you can see them in there, and I'll show you a little bit better view in a little bit, but I'm going to unwrap them now, and I'm going to take all of the wrapping and put it in the trash as soon as possible. I really wish I hadn't kept that receipt, but it's a business expense. Darn it! It might have a bed bug on it, but it's a quandary. Okay, so inside you can see there's a little piece of filter paper, and they live in the folds of that, and that's kind of what I tried to replicate there in the aquarium, but I did change my mind about leaving them in there, so I'm going to get rid of those little fan things, and I'm just going to have the vials sitting on the bottom of that aquarium on a piece of filter paper so I can see if anyone escapes. So this is the second vial, and right there I'm kind of looking at the envelope, and I'm seeing a weird little thing that looks like a nymph skin. Well, maybe I didn't see it yet, but I will here in a minute. So I'm unwrapping the second vial. And there it is. One of them just really grew in population very quickly. I think that must have had a couple of nice ladies and a couple of nice men. The other one did not, so I'm thinking it maybe was just all one gender because it never really took off in terms of population the way the other one did. But this is a couple weeks later. But here I am inspecting that envelope, and you'll see there's this little, like an egg casing or something on the side of it there, and that worries me, and still worries me to this day. But if it's only one little nymph that might have escaped, he can't reproduce because he won't have any access to any of the other bed bugs. So that'll be good. But anyway, I think he's in the aquarium there, I hope. And I hope he stays there. I'm going to move those little fans out and but I'm just going to put them on the side of the aquarium there. So even if there is something, it would get stuck on the carpet tape that I have there around the sides of the... Okay, here we are. You can see them in there. They're doing pretty well. They've just been fed yesterday, I believe. And my source apparently does that on her own arm. So I may do the same, and all I would do would be to put them on the inside of my arm. So that's medical grade mesh. You can see it is smaller than any of the bugs for sure, and hopefully smaller than the eggs. And what you do is you take these canisters and you put them in hiding places, and you let your dog swing them. And there is an example of the kind of thing you would see on the side of a mattress. That's their blood kind of poop. And so you would see that on the side of a mattress. And they usually do it when they're walking, so they weren't walking much here, but it'd be like a long stripe. Got some big boys in there, and girls, and some little nymphs. They look well fed. When they're not, they will turn, more of a beige color. They're all full of blood right now. I don't want them to overheat in this light, so I'm just going to, there's a nymph, a little nymph. Right in the middle. I took this footage with a special microscope attachment that I bought specifically for this purpose. Not really used to using it yet, but you can kind of get a little bit better, more close look. I sort of feel like the cell phone was better, but this is a little bit closer anyway. So there you are. They're in their little filter paper. There's boys and girls in there, so if they want to mate, they can, but they won't be fed unless I feed them on my own arm, and I'm really thinking I'm not going to do that. Because even, you know, smelling these guys was a little bit of an allergic trigger for me. So I think I will probably let these guys starve to death and then use them for the detritus that the bugs or the bedbug dogs need to be able to differentiate from the live bugs, and I will order some new ones. Did you see that right there? That is an egg, I believe, and it looks like it's about as long, not quite as long as a bedbug's leg, but I'm glad I got this shot. It gives me a chance to understand the size of the mesh that I'm going to be needing, because nothing is going to be any bigger or any smaller than that, rather. Okay, so this is how I'm leaving them. In the inside little aquarium, I'm going to put the organza, O-R-G-A-N-Z-A, over the top, the fabric, and the top of the aquarium. So even if anybody did escape, they couldn't get through the... And then if they should perchance escape that, they've got the storage bin with the double stick tape to get past too. So they're not going anywhere until I get them out to train my puppies. Let me tell you about the first time I ever saw bedbugs, and the reason I named my puppy that I bought especially for this Springer. And I was traveling in Springer, New Mexico, and I stopped at a cute little place. Seemed nice enough. The lady was really pleasant. But I had dogs, and she didn't want dogs in her nice room, so she put me in the pet room. Well, it was dubious. I mean, I check even the Hyatt hotel rooms that I stay in, but I wanted to check this one very carefully. So, because it was nasty. I used to clean hotel rooms. I know clean, and this was not clean. So, but it had a smell. Bedbugs have a smell, and you will come to know it if you're going to be in this business. What happens, of course, is the bedbugs drink blood, and then they poop it out, and, that has an odor. And the dogs can smell it really easily, and even we can smell it. It's there. So I was in this hotel room, and I never bring anything in except my purse. Shouldn't even brought my purse in, but I brought my purse in to the hotel room. The dogs, everybody was out in the car. Suitcases, everything stayed in the car. And so first thing I did was I lifted up the bedspread, and the sheets were fine, but you could see these blood smears on the side of the mattress. Now, I can understand once in a while there being a little blood on the top of a mattress, but why would there be these long, thin smears of blood on the side of a mattress? So I didn't understand bedbugs then, but I do now. Of course, they're leaving their host. They feel like
pooping on their way back to their home, and they fall along the side of the mattress. So I saw these weird blood smears. I knew there was something was going on, so I pulled back the mattress from the wall, and I got up under the seam of the mattress. You know, I had to take the sheet off to do that, and the beds and the box spring rather. And there was this schmutzy looking stuff, you know, let's just call it skin flaky looking stuff. I don't know if that's what it was, but that's what it looked like. And you know, I poked at it a little bit, and sure enough, Mr. Bedbug was in there. He hadn't been fed in a while, so he, you know, they're normally the size and color when they've been fed of an apple seed, and that doesn't include their babies. So, but anyway, I did see an adult. He was moving around. She was moving around, so I could not get out of there fast enough. I mean, I was exhausted, which is why I stopped in this little town to begin with. But I was so energized after that. But she did give me my money back. She was nice about it. But I noticed she didn't come running to check. You know, if it were me, my little hotel, I would come running to check. What did you see? Oh my God. But she didn't. She just sat on her little veranda and had a cigarette. So anyway, I was so freaked out, I just slathered myself in disinfectant all the way down to Las Vegas, which is the next town. And Las Vegas, New Mexico. And I was completely freaked out. So the best way to get over your freaking out of bed bugs is to educate yourself on them. And that also makes it easier to A, clean them out of your house, and B, avoid having an infestation in the first place. So of course, I have been doing my homework all over the place on these guys.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as you possibly could. Get over your fears. Bedbug sniffing dogs are a viable business right now, especially if you enjoy training animals like I do. There are a lot of people out there who maybe, you know, face losing their kids if they can't get rid of the bed bugs. And so you're helping people too. So that's a good thing. There's a lot of different ways that you can make money with sniffer dogs, but I think this is probably the best way. Cadaver dogs, things like that, people don't want to charge for that. That's usually just a public service, and it's interesting work, but it's not going to pay. Also, now is the time. What else have you got to do? And make that dog pay his way, darn it. This is just the first of my training bedbug sniffing dogs videos. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you think it's something your friends would enjoy, please share, and please subscribe. It really helps me make a living without a job, or at least without one that I don't like. See you soon. Take care. Stay well.